Hi everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Igor. I'm a web engineer with PSPDF Kit, and today I'll be showing you how to build custom PDF forms using our easy-to-use PDF form creator UI. Joining us today is my colleague Ritesh, who will help me out with answering all the questions you might have in the chat during the webinar. So feel free to ask them away in the question sections below. And yeah, that's it. Also, this session is being recorded, so the recording will be sent to you after it's done. So on today's agenda, we will explore how we can create a new form from scratch, how we can modify the existing forms, and just go over some of the advanced PDF form features, as well as showing you how does this form designer get enabled in the first place. So let's jump straight to it, and let me start sharing my screen. I hope you can all see my screen now. Built-in Form Creator is a new feature that allows us to easily create, edit, and delete forms inside PDFs using nothing but a simple UI that's already there. For those of you already familiar with how PSPDF Kit SDK looks like, you might notice a new icon in the right here top corner of the screen as the last icon in the main toolbar. Clicking that icon will enter form creation interaction mode. So what does it mean? Basically, it means that now we can click on form fields without fear of interacting with them, because I mean that's what form fields are usually there for the users to fill them out or perform some action. So we needed a way to make them editable. So this is what configuration mode, interaction mode, sorry, does. Also, that means that now we have this entire sub toolbar, which contains all the supported annotation or form fields, which can be created. So, for example, if we want to create a new text widget, we would just need to click here on the text form field, and then you would notice these guides which are present with a pointer that serve as a purpose to just guide us where to easily align the text fields on the screen. So we just need to point and then click in order to create the new form field. Once a form field has been created, it's automatically selected, and we are presented with a popover below where we can see some properties. Depending on the field type, basically this content of this popover changes because obviously different form fields have different attributes that are applicable to them. For example, it wouldn't make much sense to have a text style change the text style of the signature field because it doesn't contain any text, just plain signature. Yeah. So now that we have this form field created and it's selected, we can basically perform all the similar transformations which we can do with other annotation types. So, for example, we can move it around anywhere on the page, we can resize it, and we can also delete it, either by clicking this button here at the bottom of the popover, or using the regular delete or backspace shortcuts. So yeah, now that we have gotten a better sense of what this built-in form creator looks like, let's see it in action, and we'll go ahead and recreate this particular form in a new PDF. So what I have here is, for the sake of simplicity, I have removed the existing form fields and just left the labels, just so we don't lose too much time adding every individual label and whatnot. So let's start off with, as you've seen, we have this combo box here, which is basically representing the knowledge level. Let's go ahead and recreate that one. So we go over up here to the sub toolbar, and we select the combo box widget button from there. So once we have aligned it to the desired place, we just click and it automatically created. One important thing to mention here is that the form field name is something that can be only changed or only set when initially creating the form field. So this is something that we would like to change at the beginning, especially if you want to make some later modifications to the form field itself, either through UI or programmatically. So let's go ahead and change it to, for example, knowledge level. And yeah, that seems fine. So given that this is a combo box field, we would need to add some options there, obviously, and these options 1 and option 2 are not very helpful. Let's go ahead and remove those. And now we can go and add our own. So for example, we can have a beginner one, we can have an advanced one, and we can have intermediate. But since I want this to be in kind of ordered way, since it doesn't make much sense to have beginner, then advanced, then intermediate, let's go ahead and reorder these so that yeah, they're properly ordered. Great. Now that we have this here, there are a lot of other options we can change. For example, we can change the styles, the text style, we can change the border, the color, etc. But we're not going to do that for now. Let's go ahead and create the rest of the form field. So if you remember, right now we have to add the text field for the form name. So let's again go ahead and select text widget, place it on the desired place, click it, and then all we need to do is change the form field name, which in this case, let's call it first name. Great. Now that we have this, I think this is pretty much everything we want to do to this field for now. So let's go ahead and do this several more times for last name, email, and phone number. So again, again selecting text field, pointing, and then clicking, changing the form field name. Let's call it last name for the email as well. Let's call it email. And for the form number, finally, finally for the text fields. Great. Perfect. So yeah, if we go back to the original form, we'll see here that we have a menu list, which is something that to allow to attendees to choose basically the dates where they want to attend the forum. So let's go ahead and create that one. Again, this time we are choosing the menu list and placing it accordingly. Changing the form field name. In this case, let's call it course dates. And we add the options which we'd like to have it inside. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. And what's great really is that once you are already typing this, in the background you can see that the options are already populating, so you kind of get a sense of how everything will look like once it's all done. And yeah, that's great. Let's just resize this since this is already overlapping with the label below. And one other thing we want to change here is we want to allow attendees or participants to select multiple options. And we do that by going to the advanced section and just ticking this multi-select checkbox here. This allows for attendee to pick multiple dates at once. So now we want to let attendees check which topics are they interested in. And these are, we can use checkboxes for this. So let's go ahead and create several of them. Try to align them. Let's call this one statistics. Sorry, typing is hard. Statistics topic. We can change the label to something that can be meaningful. Let's just call it statistics. And the value same here. So we're going to repeat this process. We're going to repeat this process 2 more times since this is we have several topics. So let's call data analysis topic. Again, label data analysis. Let's copy this over. I don't have to type it again. Okay, and another one, another checkbox we might create like this. We can go ahead and change the, sorry, data visualization. Yeah. We can go ahead and create, or rather edit the additional properties of these form fields later. And now finally, to finish up this form, we can create a new radio button, which basically allows the participants to subscribe to the newsletter. So let's call it newsletter. Great. And lab value again. Again, all of these fields are not necessarily have to be changed, but they can really help us later when we're, if we want to do some additional processing on the forms. For example, if we want to filter only certain input fields, we can easily do this using these values here. Great. Now that we have this here, for example, we want to disable printing of phone number for some reason. We want to hide some sensitive information. We want to hide the phone number when printing this filled out form. That's easy. We just have to select the phone number field, go into the text field style section, and just scroll a bit down where we have the print option here, and we just need to uncheck it. So now, if we try to print this document, the entire field will be omitted as displayed here. Great. So given that this form is a bit kind of ugly, let's go ahead and kind of make it pretty, because yeah, that's what we do as web engineers. We make stuff pretty on the front end. So let's first of all align this so that it's aligned like this. Change the width of this and this field. I believe this is not aligned properly, but yeah, make it like that. Great. So now we can add, for example, we can change the color of the phone number so that text written inside can be a different color, which would signal that it can be interactable. For example, phone numbers usually have a hyperlink to it. So this is something that we can change just to make it more obvious that this is a piece of information that can be of really big use. So we just change the color to, for example, blue. And the same goes for the email. So change to blue. So now, as I mentioned earlier, because we are in the form design interaction mode, any interactions with the form fields themselves are meant only to change those in particular, not to interact with them. So in order to interact with them, we again need to exit the form design mode. And yeah, now we can type whatever we want here. So let's type an email, john@doe.com. Yeah, I guess doe.com is taken, but yeah. So yeah, as we can see, everything we've changed here has already been registered. So we can decide, for example, I want to attend this course on Monday and Thursday. I'm interested in statistics. Yeah, first name, last name, knowledge level. Let's say I'm intermediate. And yeah, I guess this is it. I would not like to receive the newsletter. Yeah, that's pretty much it for as for this form goes. So as you can see, we have easily created a new form from scratch. What, for example, if we want to change the existing one, for example, we already have a form, which is the form we started with. We have the form, but we would like to maybe add a field or change some properties existing. And yeah, this is something that can easily be achieved. So for example, here a great addition would be to add a signature field. And this is really easy to add. For example, we can use the signature form field like so, clicking this icon over here, and just placing it on the desired location. So for example, here. And let's call it again. Yeah, I think this is fine, like this. So let's not make it a bit smaller, and we want to signify that this is actually a signature, because if we print this, there will be no way to know that this signature this is actually the signature of the document. So let's go ahead in the main toolbar. We have this, which is not part actually of the form designer, but it's a regular text annotation, so we can add it as kind of a label here to signify that this is a signature. So let's make it like this. Make it a bit smaller so that it fits the overall style of the page. And yeah, I guess this is pretty much it. How we've easily added a new field to the existing form field. So yeah, basically this works any other way. So for example, if we want to change, we exited the form creator mode. So if we go back into form creator mode, we can change, for example, add a border to this input field. Let's do something crazy like pink and make it dashed. Yeah, and make it. Yeah, I think this is fine. Also, we can change the fill. So it's, for example, red. And yeah, this is basically it. If we go, this looks all fine and dandy, but however, this is not the default. When we first bootstrapped the playground, the SDK, this is not what is presented with us. We don't have the form designer option here listed at all. So in order to enable it, what we can do, there are several options actually. What we can do first of all, foremost, is to enable it by default, so that whenever the PDF has loaded, we show the form designer option, and we do so by utilizing something called toolbar items. And this is something that has been existing with PSPDFKit and the way how PSPDFKit for web works for some time. So we set the toolbar items here. We can, for now, just add the new one. We just need a type, and the type is Form Creator. And yeah, as you can see right now, we for now only have this only one icon here, which is basically the Form Creator. And this is all great because we can do the form creator stuff, but we still want to preserve the previous ones. So for example, we want to have the pagination, we want to have bookmarking, we want to have all those nice stuff that comes usually. So what we can do here is we can use the default toolbar items, and we provide something like that in the form of default toolbar items, which is by default exported, yeah, like so. So if we just export it like this and use it like this, we have it all set up. Like we just added an additional icon. But for example, if you want to make the form created a default tool, which pops up whenever the PDF is loaded, we can do that too. That's one of the great stuff using our SDK is that it's very customizable. So what we can do is we can change the initial view state, and we do so by utilizing use initial view state, and then providing it with a new view state. And we do this by constructing a new view state here and providing it with interaction mode. And as I mentioned before, the interaction mode which we are looking is form creator interaction mode. So we do this by using the interaction modes interaction mode dot form creator. We are missing a comma here, sorry. And yeah, as you can see right now, our default tool, where once we kind of bootstrap our SDK, is form creator mode, which is great basically. But sometimes we want to enable this by some other action. For example, something happened on the outside, and we want to don't want to have it enabled by default or initially, but we want to have it toggled later, not only through this main toolbar item, but through some other ways as well. Sure, that we can do that as well. We can we can um, we can maybe fake it using set timer, set timeout, sorry, where we will wait for, I don't know, 2 seconds. And after 2 seconds, we will enter this, we will change the view state to form creator interaction mode. And we do so by calling instance dot set view state. And then this actually function either accepts or entirely new view state, as you can see here, or it receives a function where the parameter of that function is actually the current view state. So we might as well use that one because we just want to change the interaction mode, not the entire view state. So let's call it original view state. View state, we must return the original view state. However, we want to set the new view state, so we might call return original view state dot set, which basically sets, and then we can choose what we need to set. And in this occasion, we want to change interaction mode, and we again call pspdfkit dot interaction mode dot form creator. And now after 2 seconds, we should have it. And yeah, there it is. These are only some of the ways how this can be achieved regarding showing of the form creator mode. And yeah, I would say that's it. I hope I was able to familiarize you with our built-in form creator UI and showed you how to utilize it to create or edit PDF forms. We also have a support channel in case you hit any snags or yeah, if you have any additional questions which we didn't maybe forgot to ask or something. So feel free to get contact with us there as well. Our happy developers are very happy to help you out with that. So that will be all for me today. Thank you very much for your attention and have a great day. Sorry, I see we have stop sharing for a second. Yeah, Ritesh, sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but is there any question that we would need to answer before signing off?
Yeah, hello. I think there's a question from Ken about whether we can demo it. Since it will need some custom code, we can send them separately if that works. Yeah, I understand. Like any action that you want to do on click. So, does it work if we send it separately? Because we don't have that much time to actually. Okay, great. Okay, then we'll do that. Thank you. Uh, I don't think there's any other question so far, but we can wait.
Great. Let's wait a couple more minutes to see if we have missed anything. If not, as I said, feel free to contact us using our support channel because yeah, that's what we're here for.
That you have to define actually. So, how do you want to post it? If you want to actually use this platform itself to for submit and not want to open it in any third party um, application, then you can directly use a API. So that's not a problem. Like you can add a action on a button and then do whatever you want to do with the data. documentation for that. Fine.
Yeah, Monica, to answer your question, the recordings will be sent to you after the session is done, so uh, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm looking for the documentation. Well, if you want multiple people to work on the same document, we do have instant where collaboration can be done. So multiple people can work on the same PDF and do whatever someone does, it will be reflected in the others viewer. Yeah, so it's on for you by default if you have instant. You're welcome. Okay, I think okay, is there any other question? Background to form. You cannot add an image. You can, there might be a hack like you add a image annotation in the background and then, increase the transparency of a form field, but you can't add an image to a form. So you can definitely change colors of the background. Does that answer your question? If it already has text, you can't add anything behind the text. So you can add an image annotation which will be over that text. Okay, I think we can end this now. Thanks a lot for everyone for showing up. As Kelly posted, if you have any further questions, we'll be happy to answer them on our support channel. Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Steve Jobs, one more thing.
We do not have barcode support yet. That is something, yeah, that is being discussed. I can't tell you the time, but yes. Okay. Thank you then. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.